Hypixel Skyblock money making methods on YouTube can sometimes be a waste of time. Videos like this, or like this, can send you running around in circles for hours up on end, and you're not really making much profit. Sometimes starting a new money making method can be challenging when you're not completely familiar with it. But let me tell you some facts. You can quite easily make a lot of coins in Skyblock if you put your mind to it and you have patience. Even an idiot like me can go onto their auction house and have 410 mil to collect, with around about 20% of that being profit. Okay, that's all well and good, but how do you do that? Well, I'll get into that, let me explain. Now, I've made lots of flipping videos and series, and people often ask me in the comments, you know, that's great, like, you've made all this profit, but how do you actually make the coins? So in response, usually I'd tell them to go and watch my AH flipping guides that I make. But today, I'm just going to compress everything and make it quite easy to understand. Now, this money making method is auction house flipping. It's quite simple. You buy for less and sell for more. You make profit. So the very basic fundamentals of auction house flipping, what you need to understand is when you sell in the auction house, you're taxed and there's also fees. So if I list this grappling hook for 1.2k, I'm going to get charged 12 coins, a 1% fee when I list it. And when the item sells, I'll be charged another 1% tax. So when calculating the profit on an item to see if the flip is actually worth doing or not, you need to consider that essentially you're going to lose 2%. You need to make profit when actually receiving 98% of the sell price. Another main factor of auction house flipping is time. Is a flip worth your time? At the end of the day, time is money. And if you're attempting to flip, for instance, a pet skin expecting a quick flip, then it's not going to happen. Unless you're very lucky. You have to think that in the time that an item takes to sell, you're not going to be able to access the coins that you've put into the item. Therefore, you could potentially actually be losing out on more profit that you could invest into, for instance, like cheaper items that make more profit collectively. And of course, cheaper items usually sell quicker. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is probably the part of the video where a lot of people are not wanting to hear. At the end of the day, a lot of AH flipping is luck. But at the same time, if you have a keen eye, you can make things go much smoother. Now, you have to be prepared to lose some coins at some point, especially at the start when you're just starting out, you don't know exactly what you're looking for. You probably are going to lose coins. But you'll lose coins, make a mistake, learn from the mistake, not make the same mistake again. In the long run, it's worth it. Just like learning anything, you're going to make mistakes. Everyone's human. Once you have more experience within the market and get to know the prices better, those mistakes won't happen and you won't lose the coins. You'll just profit. And finally, before we get into anything else, patience. You must just have a bit of patience. It will all come together. The great thing about AH flipping is that you probably need around about 2k to start off with. That's it. The amount of coins you have may dictate slightly how many coins you actually make in terms of profit, but it doesn't completely roll you out if you don't have a lot of coins. I mean, that's the whole point of it. You need to get rich. Whether you use it to supplement your income or as your main money making method, it's a fantastic way of making money. I made a very similar video to this one almost a year ago and times have changed, so I thought it was a good time to probably update this. Anyway, I'm going to start off with some items to avoid. Like I said before, pet skins, people market manipulate. Unless you really know the market and you're really familiar, then I'd stay away from pet skins. I just would. Next would probably be hypermaxed pieces. Unless you have a buyer lined up, they're going to take so long to sell. While on the topic of armor, dyed armor, it's a risk. Unless you really know the market, I'd maybe stay away from it. I mean, by all means, give it a go. I mean, the only way that you learn is by giving it a go. But at the same time, pieces like white Necron, if you know the market, or purple Necron, you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking for, then you can make a lot of coins from this. At the same time, they do take quite a while to sell, so just be careful. Expensive pets such as the Ender Dragon, I'd also probably stay away from these. They take a long time to sell, and to be honest, a lot of the time you can pick up decent flips that may make you like 10 to 20 million coins profit. They just take so long to sell. I'm speaking from experience, I'd stay away. As you start to flip more and more, you'll find out which items work for you and which items don't. So there may be more items in the future that you could add to this list of items not to flip, but generally speaking, there may be a few more, but that's about it. Now, don't get me wrong, those items you can definitely flip them, but just to minimise risk for people starting off, I'd stay away from them. Now, I see people buying items quite a lot, and then when they don't sell, they relist them, and then they relist them again, and then they relist them again, and again, and again, and again. They keep relisting them. Obviously, for more expensive items, you incur a 1% fee when you list an item, so you're going to lose a lot of coins. So what I'd say is, depending on the item, if you think an item has been listed for too long and it's just not selling, the price isn't right, by all means cut your losses, relist the item. You'll lose a few coins, you'll probably still profit. But if it's quite a competitive item and you keep getting undercut, just leave it. It'll eventually sell and it's not worth your time or basically the waste of coins. In terms of items to flip, at the moment I'm doing the Dirt to Hyperion series. It's been maybe a week or two since I last uploaded a video in regards to that, but I'm still on with it in the background. Now these are the items that I am currently flipping. So we've got a lot of Storm and Necron armor, which I always find very good to flip. Tiger Pets for some reason work really well. Midas Staff, Golden Heads work well. Wither Goggles, Florin Truths, now and then they've sort of fell off a little bit. Now, Necron and Storm armor can make you a lot of coins, but you've got to know what you're looking for. In terms of Necron armor, we're looking for Ancient, Recombobulated, 5-starred, Hot Potatoed, Fuming Potatoed, enchantments like Wisdom, Growth 6, Protection 6. On Necron armor, whether the piece is fully gemstoned, it really does make a difference. For instance, the cheapest Necron chestplate on the market, Recombobulated, is 38mm, and the cheapest gemstone one is 48mm. Granted, this one is Ancient 5-starred and so on. It's still probably around about a 6 or 7mm difference if you factor that in. So you can pick up a lot of flips where people don't realise that because the item is gemstoned, essentially you can sell this on for a lot more. In that sense, there's a massive opportunity for profit. I still seem to have quite a lot of luck with, for instance, like 1-for-all Living Daggers, also Shadow Furies. Now I touched on Midas Staffs before, and you can make a lot of profit with these as well. Not only the fully maxed out 100mm Midas Staffs, you can also make a lot of profit basically just flipping the minimum price Midas Staffs. Other cheaper items that are good to flip include items such as Shadow Assassin Armor, also craft flips such as Diamond Spreading. I'm not gonna lie, you don't even want to know how many coins profit you would make per go at this, and I would recommend to start on this. The craft value of a Diamond Spreading is around about 1.5k. So if you just had 1.5k, at this moment in time, you could literally make 30k profit, just like that. From there, you could then reinvest that into 20 Diamond Spreadings, and obviously you're selling them at like a 29, 28k profit. It's ridiculous. By far the best method to start on. It does require Diamond Collection 6, which is 5k. Put a minion down, you'll have it in no time. You need vines and an enchanted diamond that you can buy from the bazaar. Also, event items such as the Spooky Cupcake and the Bat Person Talisman are also great to flip, especially just after the Spooky event. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to keep this video fairly short and sweet. If you do want a bit more of an in-depth guide as such, I will leave the link to my latest AH flipping guide in the description. That video will be a little bit more in-depth than this one. Like I said at the start of the video, try AH flipping out for yourself. You've not really got much to lose, especially if you start with a relatively low amount of coins. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't invest all of your coins. When you become more comfortable, obviously then you can invest more and in turn make more profit. The great thing about AH flipping is you may do half an hour of work where you find all your flips, you list everything, and then it's just a case of waiting. I wouldn't say it's completely passive because obviously you have to do some searching in the first place, but the rest of it is just essentially waiting. In that time you can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I'm really not that good at AH flipping. I've just had quite a bit of patience with it and got to grips with it. Anyone can do it, trust me. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.